What's up, guys? You're at the Carney's Creations channel. Today we're going to be unloading the 6.0 frame that we got last week. We're going to be pulling the axles and all the suspension so we can get the frame, engine, and transmission load up on the trailer and either get ready to scrap or sell. So let's get started. So it seems I wasn't recording, pulling it out of the frame, but we got the engine and transmission out. We're gonna try to get everything as an assembly back up onto the trailer so we can get that out of here. That'll leave me room to pull these axles out, get the frame on jack stands, and then get this frame out of the way. And we can get the truck backed in here and start working on swapping those axles. All right, so the trailer's all loaded up. The engine and transmission are on there. I got the trailer in the back, hiding away, ready so I can get the frame on here and get rid of all that. But now we're gonna be pulling the axles, hopefully get both of them out tonight. What I'll be doing first is getting these track bar mount out, and then I'll be working on getting the springs and then trailing arms out. And then I'll be working on the rivets, getting these out. And from looking at it, I think it'll be the same as the old frame. Did some research, and these points here are the same as the two-wheel drive trucks from 99 to 04. So I'll be able to utilize the same holes, won't have to drill any. On the spring perches, it's about the same. The 99 frame has all four of these here, but there's one more on this frame for some reason. I will drill that one and just add another bolt just for good measure, and then we'll do brake lines. But let's start by getting these axles out and see what happens next. All right, so now that we have the front axle out, we're going to be getting the brackets off. What we're gonna have to do is, I'm going to cut the rivet into 3 sections. My air hammer isn't big enough to be chopping off these big rivets. So we're cutting into 3 sections and then use the air hammer chisel to break off each end individually. We're gonna try that for all 4 of these. I believe there's 2 more or 3 more inside the frame rail, so we'll have to hit that from the inside of the frame, but we'll see what happens. Let's try it. All right, so what I ended up doing was, these 2 pieces are connected here with a bar that goes across, and then it connects the inner plate to the outer plate. What I did was I cut it here, and then I was able to get to the 3 rivet heads on the bottom that were in between the 2 plates. That's what was holding me up. So when I pulled this plate off, I was able to cut the heads off, grind them flat, take my chisel on the inside between the frame and the bracket, and what I should be able to do now is spread them all the way apart and pull it away from the bottom and then slide it off the side. Let's see if it works. So now that I got all 3 rivets out from the inside, I got the 3 here. What I'll do is, when I get it bolted up to the new frame, I'll get everything bolted together and even get the radius arm, trailing arm, whatever you want to call it, get in there, make sure that these 2 bolts line up, and then once they're bolted together, I'll know exactly where to weld them. What I'll do before I bolt everything up is I'll grind down all the paint on both sides, and I'm going to bevel this one so when I weld it, I'll be able to work this plate into that plate. We'll have a nice good penetration with that weld and not have to worry about it again. So now this side's done, I'm gonna get these cleaned up, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing on that side. So I'll let you know when I'm done.
Hey guys, it's the next day. So last night I was able to get the radius arm brackets all removed. I did have to split them at a seam, which I know how to weld, so I'll get that done. But today we are going to be working on getting the coil spring perches off, so then I can get them mounted to the 99 truck, and then we can see what adjustments I need to make, how many holes I need to drill, and then once that's ready, we can start pulling axles off the F250. So now we're going to start on these coil buckets. What I found last night when removing the rivets from the radius arm brackets, I was able to slice the heads of the rivets and then use the air hammer. That seemed to be the best method. But I did find that I had to get in between the frame and the bracket with a chisel to pull the bracket off of the remaining rivet. They seem to be seized to the back of the frame, so the chisel should hopefully pull it off the shafts forward. I did remove 2 bolts from the bottom that it looked like they removed twist. But other than that, we should be good. So we'll get at it and see what happens. What I'm going to do now is, instead of using the hammer and the punch, I'm going to see if I can just get the chisel from the air hammer in the back. See if that'll split it without tearing up the coil bracket too bad.
goes. So as you can see, it left the shafts, and then we just pulled the head off, and it came right off. Stayed pretty clean too. So looks like we're only going to have to drill one hole on the front side, and then we'll have to drill 2 holes on the bottom, and the 1 through bolt for the bump stock. So yeah, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and I'll catch up with you when I'm done. So now that I got the front coil buckets off, I'm gonna pull this fuel tank, because once I get both axles out, I'm gonna be dragging it on the frame up onto the trailer. I don't wanna ruin this tank. I am gonna pull the sending unit and send that to my dad. He's got an 03 that it has a bad sending unit, so we'll see if this one works. And then once that's dropped out, we'll pull the rear axle and then set it on the ground and get it ready to pull back up onto the metal trailer. So we're going to use a little redneck ingenuity since I'm pulling that sending unit out, and I don't know if I'm going to sell this tank or not. I'm just going to take a piece of a plastic bag and use the cap and cover it just to seal it up, so not any more dirt than what's in there gets in. So just to keep it clean for the next guy. The sleeve for that bushing is seized to the bolt, so we're going to try the least spring side now. There we go. Do that to the other side, and the front one should be a little bit easier, but I don't want to jinx it. That one was already out by the previous owner. We just slapped the bolt and then while we put it on the trailer to get home. This limited slip is really helpful right now. Sorry for the bad lighting, but now we're going to be using the engine hoist to lift the frame up high enough that I can back the trailer under. I'm going to back up as far as I can go with the wheels up against this engine hoist, Once I get there, I'll stop, drop down the front of the frame on the bed. That was a lot better than I expected it to be. It went on there good. It was actually real light in the front since this was holding most of the weight. And the steel deck definitely made it better because it slid real easy on that bash bar up front. So we're good. We're gonna probably get it strapped down, move around back, and then we can start working on these axles. But I think that's it for this weekend. Thank you guys for watching.